The sound should be working now. It's that was my fault. I had the sound off when I had the previous screen on prior to me starting the live stream. So, I guess I'm going to start all the way over because I did not have any of that recorded or said to anyone on the live stream. So, uh what is the purpose of looking at these reports? Well, we want to buy and sell stocks to make money in the stock market. And to figure out what we want to buy or sell, I think that looking at these reports is very important because we want to figure out what's going on in the economy. And we want to figure out what's going on in different sectors in the economy, what's going to benefit the most, what's going to benefit the least. We want to figure out what companies in those sectors that are likely to benefit the most or the least are going to do the best or the worst in those respective sectors. And then, after we have found companies that look good in either upwards or a downwards trajectory based on the fundamentals, we want to look at the price movements and technical analysis and whatever kind of chart wizardry that you like to use to time your trade. But you don't want to use your chart wizardry to go into a trade. You just want to use that to time your trade. You don't want to use it to generate ideas. You want to use it to go into your trade, but you don't want to use it to generate ideas. Just because it has a good risk or reward doesn't mean it's going to happen. Because anything could go up theoretically an infinite percent, but that doesn't mean it's going to. So on here, I'm just going to show you mostly economic reports, and I will show you how I interpret them, and I will show you how I piece them together to get a better understanding of the economy, and I will show you how I use them to generate ideas for trading the stock market. So today, a lot of people were talking about this non-farm payroll. So the non-farm payroll for this month was much higher. And what this tracks is the amount of people who are employed. So what we are going to look at next is unemployment. What this chart is the opposite of unemployment. It is tracking employment in the economy, how many people are employed. And a lot of people look at this number, and the news was talking a lot about it today, but I'm going to show you why this release should not really be surprising. I mean, if you go into your phone right now and type in Google, just stock market, what happened today, it's likely to reference the non-farm payrolls numbers coming out today. But there was two reports that came out yesterday, or at least one report that came out yesterday that would have told you the same thing. Now, what this tells us is the amount of jobs that were added in the month of March. So it was the month prior, and this is also shows us that there's a momentum in the amount of jobs being added, because there's a month-on-month percent change increase every single month for the past 3 months. So it looks very bullish overall for the economy. I think that does. But this right here is the total opposite chart. This is the amount of people who are unemployed. And initial claims is the amount of people who have filed for unemployment that week, and continued claims are the amount of people total who are collecting unemployment insurance. So this red line is the continued jobless claims, which is, I guess, the amount of people who are unemployed total, and then initial kind of tracks the velocity of the amount of people becoming unemployed. But right now it's looking pretty flat, and it's at a downward trajectory, and it's going to break through this trend line. So I think that just looks very bullish. And this report comes out weekly, and it's just much more frequently updated than this report. This report comes out once a month. So by looking at this report, you can roughly predict where employment is going to go, up or down, in the non-farms payroll. But also, this report I looked at in my previous live stream, and this is the Institute of Supply Management report for manufacturing in the United States, and they have a section for employment, and it'll show you that since January there has been an increase in employment, and this came out yesterday, early in the morning. And if you would have just looked at this report and saw that employment was going up drastically, you wouldn't have to look at the non-farms payroll that came out today to know that employment was going up. You would have known a day in advance. But this will also give us a lot more specific information than just a number about a what did he say about employment numbers? Yeah, I mean there are states that have, you can look at the state specific information, but that's not something I really do. Alex asked, he said the crazy lockdown states like Cali and New York that have bad employment numbers right now. I don't know. We have really good unemployment this month. It's increased a lot the past 2 months, and a lot this most recent month of March. And this will tell us in the following order which companies have increased their employment the most. And electrical equipment, appliances, and components is number one. And in the live stream earlier that I did yesterday, I showed you that in this Institute of Supply Management report, it shows somewhere right here. In the following order, electrical equipment was number 2. So electrical equipment reported growth, and it also reported the most employment improvement. So just looking at these reports, you can kind of get an idea of what sort of companies you might want to invest in. I mean, personally, I believe computers are the future, so chip manufacturers are a good way to go, because we're always going to need more computers. And that's a kind of company that falls under computer and electronic components. That's about all I really wanted to talk about, to be honest. Um, let's see. If you have any questions, ask them and I can answer them. If there are no questions, then I'll probably just end this early because I holy crap. I feel like I've said everything that I've wanted to say. All right. Looks like I'm going to head out and I will see you guys probably tomorrow. I will report the Institute of Supply Management Services report. Right there. This one comes out the third day of the month. And I will go off of I will go off of that report tomorrow. Um, no, I don't really like to day trade. I like to just go off of 1 to 3 month time frames really. Um, I guess I do sometimes if I'm gambling, but if I'm investing, not really. But sometimes I do like to gamble. Gambling can be fun, but it's usually not profitable. It's something I probably shouldn't do. Is gamble in the stock market. Um, Day trading usually isn't profitable. Scroll all the way down to look at Taiwan because curious to see how they have done in for Taiwanese semiconductor company. So that's a company that I like because they make electrical equipment. They're the biggest company that makes it. This isn't very recent information. I've never looked at it before. Yeah, well, not all of these reports. This report comes out at the beginning of the month. The manufacturing PMI, this one. The services PMI comes out on the third day. These reports come out on right here for the non-farm payrolls. These reports come out every month, the beginning of the month, I believe. Initial and continued jobless claims come out every week. I believe it's every Thursday. Services PMI comes out the third day of the month. I don't know if I already said that. There's some other reports I look at too. Like there's some Federal Reserve data on manufacturing and oh dang, I have to have them marked on a calendar because I haven't memorized them yet. I can find it real quick though. Give me 1 second. Find it. Uh, I can't open my calendar right now on my computer, but Institute of Supply Management has the best information, I think, for the United States economy because it's mostly comprised of manufacturing and services. And then it's also important to look at disemployment. And then there's also, what else? Consumer sentiment is also important to look at, but that report hasn't came out yet this month. That's another report that we need to look at to generate a full idea about what's going on in the U.S. economy. Wow. Yesterday, I went on for so much longer, and I only did one report. I only did the manufacturing PMI report. For charts, I like to. Sometimes I use TradingView, but for the most part, I don't really care too much about the chart. I mean, the price is just a pretty general indicator of how the market feels about stuff. Like, S&P 500. Today it went up 1% because, and it's going to keep going up because all that good information about employment on 3 different reports came out in one day, or in just 2 days, just at the beginning of the month, just right before the weekend. Like it's going to open very green, I think, on uh, on Monday, but that doesn't really matter. Like the next few months, it's definitely going to be up, or not the next few months, but the next few weeks. Like the ISM report came out around here, and if you would have just bought it, you'd be up a little bit, but it's just going to keep going up. Definitely. It's definitely breaking out of a period of just indecisiveness. Now, there's a lot of employment, and companies are actually producing a lot of stuff. Prices are high, but manufacturing companies are doing really well. So the S&P 500 will definitely go up. I mean, I like to use, I guess, like RSI, but and moving averages, but nothing too crazy, to be honest. I don't do anything crazy with the chart indicators because I mean it's really just the time my trade. I mean I do a bunch of stuff in Excel that already. I mean this didn't take a lot of time because it's just copying and pasting it, but every every um, every week I just paste another row, then look at the chart, then think about it, and every month I paste to the bottom of this chart, and then I look at the chart, and then I think about it, and then I'm just constantly thinking every single hour of the day. Um, where's the economy came from? Where is it now? Where is it going? Just constantly thinking about it to try to generate a full understanding of what the heck is going on. Right now, I use a few brokers. Um, I like Fidelity the most right now, but there's probably a better one. But I like Fidelity because it provides the most options. Not options as in options contracts, but just investment vehicles. Like it will allow you to trade currencies and margins and what else? I'm thinking of, oh yeah, over-the-counter stocks and international stocks as well, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of brokers that won't let you do that. Like I don't think Robinhood will let you do that, and Webull won't let you do that. TD Ameritrade is probably really good. I've thought about switching over to them, but I'm fine at Fidelity right now. I don't really use my broker for anything but buying and selling the stock. I'll use Robinhood and Webull sometimes to play with options because Fidelity is kind of strict about options, but for buying and selling shares, I like Fidelity. Wow. Yeah, I've heard E-Trade is good too, but I'm just wondering if I started the video off better with the microphone on or with the microphone off, but I will never know how I sounded again on a recording with the microphone off. Set the microphone off. The hospital PMI is something new, and I don't know. I don't. Well, I don't think it's something really useful for trading the stock market, but it might be. I think it's more of a thing for hospitals to look at, but I could be wrong. I could always be wrong. If you want to join, um, you can do that on the ISM website if you're qualified. But most likely you're not, because they probably have really high standards, but I'm not 100% sure. They surveyed the 300 largest manufacturing companies in the US. It would take me, oh geez. That's a crazy question. I do it for 20K, but I'd rather not. these are pretty simple. You can just download the data online for free and paste them in Excel, and then make a chart. I've showed you what all of this information is. It's totally free for everyone. I don't own any of it. I'm just presenting to you free information. Alright. It's about that time. I believe I'm going to head out. I hope that you all have a great night and enjoy your weekend. The stock market is going to be closed, so you don't have to worry about prices moving too much unless anything stupid happens over the weekend. Hopefully nothing stupid happens, because employment is up and things are looking really bullish. I'd get pretty long on the economy. Well, that's proprietary information. That's you can download this information for free on the internet, but if you want me to go and aggregate all of it into Excel documents and email it to you and update it every other day of the week and send you the updated version, that's a lot of work, and I'd just rather not do all of that for free. But I'd be happy to present it to you every other day of the month and show you where to find it and exactly how to do this for yourself forever. So if I ever get hit by a car, you can do this without me. So, all right, you take care. Everyone have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow for the services PMI report. Peace.